Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here, and welcome to my LinkedIn Live Q&A Wednesdays, every single Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And I'm not in the forest per se. This is a green screen behind me, but just want to kind of help you get what we're going to talk about today, and that's going to help you to connect with target employers and ideal clients using LinkedIn. And if you look behind me, we got a little target range. Is it there? Yep, it's there. And so just kind of an idea is that you can hit the bullseye. And what I'm going to share with you today is going to will help you hit the bullseye, whether you're in a job search or whether you're prospecting for new opportunities, new business opportunities for a client, or you're simply, I always say too, because I have nonprofit experience, that maybe you're trying to connect with the right donor or a prospective volunteer or someone with areas of influence that really will help you advance your mission forward. So no matter what your vision, mission, or goal are for the end of this year or into 2022, this strategy, these strategies, these tips, this guide is really going to help you work through what LinkedIn has to offer. So we're going to help you leverage LinkedIn and its power to help you network effectively with the right connections, making the right connections on LinkedIn. So today we're going to talk about targeting opportunities, not just using LinkedIn like maybe like Facebook, as all of us can have a tendency to do, or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, and the long list of social media opportunities to waste time, or just kind of like, while you're waiting for the doctor to come in, or you're waiting to pick up your school in the kids line, or you're just, I don't know, bored at the end at night and you don't want to go to bed yet. I remember that old Seinfeld stand up. Why do we like take the clicker at the end of the night, the remote, and go, I have to find something to watch. I must find TV. I must be fed with entertainment. Meanwhile, we're half falling asleep. Sometimes we do that with social media too, but I don't want you to do that with LinkedIn. I want you to use LinkedIn for what it's for. It's the number one, it's the world's largest professional network, and you too, my friend, can maximize it to make the right connections that could lead you to the next client or prospective opportunity, or who knows, sometimes it leads you to a great group of friends. That's what's cool about business. If you have your purpose, if you're knowing it, if you live it and you love it, you get to have fun doing it. And when you're having fun doing it, you're attracting the right people. And those people not only become colleagues, but oftentimes become friends. And that's what's really neat. That's a nice, great byproduct of doing business and doing it well and enjoying what you do. So I want to help you do that. I want to help you make the right connections on LinkedIn. I want to help you target the right employers. I want to help you target the right ideal clients, the ones that are going to move your purpose forward and where you can seek to serve those who need most with what you do best. So without any further ado, let's get into our next. Let's get into it. So how you can target opportunities, target employers with or with how you can connect with target employers and ideal clients using LinkedIn. Like I said, a quick video guide helping you to leverage LinkedIn's networking power. We're going to do a little bit of a kind of a teaching, if you will, a little bit of a just kind of a slideshow here for a minute, and then we're going to jump into LinkedIn itself. And I'm really excited to be able to share with you how you can put what I'm going to share with you this knowledge and transition it powerfully into practicality and practical terms, so you can make those right connections on LinkedIn. Don't forget though, LinkedIn Live Q&A. I do this every single Wednesday at noon. Put it in your calendar and send me your questions. Send me your questions to brian@brianhorvath.com, where I really want to take the questions you have and provide answers not only for you, but I guarantee others have the same questions. So this is not like kindergarten where you were afraid to raise your hand, or you don't want to be the one asking that question. You can ask it because you can email me. No one's going to know it was you. So raise your hand through email. Send me the question, and I'll get it answered here right here on a LinkedIn Q&A live every Wednesday at noon. And in the meantime, just know too that if you're looking for something that isn't availed on this live today, I have a YouTube channel where I help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career in finances. And right there on YouTube, you can subscribe by going to brianhorvath.com/YouTube, and it will take you right to the YouTube page where you can like and subscribe to my videos and be able to use them to your advantage. And a ton of things we cover in there. So go ahead and check it out. I have a specific LinkedIn playlist called How to Make the Right Connections on LinkedIn, where I'll even reference back to that even today a little bit later on. So all the stuff ties together, and it's all available to you for free. You go ahead and register, or not register, but subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'd love to have you do it. And again, Wednesday live, you can watch this on YouTube, you can watch this on Facebook, you can watch this on Twitter, or I answer your questions every week on these channels. And you can catch even this video usually somewhere in the feed that you have with me in it, live, or not live, but on recording as well. But I always put these right on my YouTube channel within 24 hours, so you can go ahead and grab whatever you may have missed, or if you had to step out for a minute and you missed a section, whatever the case may be, it will be there for you. So today's topic is, again, how to connect with target employers and ideal clients using LinkedIn. A quick video guide is going to help you to make the right connections on LinkedIn, leveraging LinkedIn's power. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm just going go through again a couple slides, help build some framework for you, get some ideas into your head, and they'll go ahead and show you how they can practically work for you. So the first thing what you want to do, if you want to make the right connections on LinkedIn, if you want to connect with those target employers, and you don't want to, screw around with LinkedIn, wasting time, kind of kicking the can down the street, hoping it all works out for you. Before you know it, it's like 2 hours later, and you don't really have anything to show for your time and effort. I think the first thing we can do is close the computer. Turn it off, put the phone away, close the lid on the laptop, whatever you call it, and go ahead and make a list offline. And the list that you can make offline is basically the simple things that we're trying to do today. Make a target list of ideal employers that you'd want to go work for, target companies where you like to serve them and share with them what you do best. And then, or if you're in sales or you're a business owner, you want to have this ideal client list. LinkedIn is a great place. Over 740 million people are on the platform, and it's a great place for you to be able to connect with folks who you may not be able to connect with, maybe because of distance or time or space, or just opportunity doesn't exist right there in front of you. But it's a great place to be able to start a conversation or continue a conversation, even with someone you met in person at a networking event or at a lunch or at a function, or someone you just gave your elevator pitch to or whatever and whatnot. So again, but it's nice to have a list of target opportunities, target clients, target companies offline. The laptop, close it, phone, turn it off, whatever the case may be, because it can be distracting. All these bells and whistles and dings and notifications and rings, all that stuff is going off when you're trying to prospect, you're trying to focus on your next step. Close the laptop. That's your next step. And then the next step after that is making a list. And what should be on that list? So I just encourage you to grab a pen and a notepad, and on that list, brainstorm. Go ahead and set your timer, maybe your microwave timer or your oven timer or Alexa, because I said close the laptop, turn off the phone, so you can't use that, right? But set your timer for 10 minutes and just brainstorm. Brainstorm the following things. What's the name of the company you'd like to go work for? What's the title of the person that you might report to based on the role that you believe you would have within that company? Okay. What's the first name of that person? What's the last name of that person? You may or may not know that already. What's the email, their LinkedIn URL, and notes? I'm going to get to the rest of it, but I think you should first start with what's the target opportunity, client or company. Then write down their name and if you know it. And then go ahead and put the title of that person. Maybe you don't know their name, right? But if you're going to be in sales, you might report up to the director of sales or vice president of sales or sales manager for a certain territory. Okay, if you're looking for a certain client, prospective client, and you have a product or service, who would be the one making the decision on that product or service? What would their title be? What would variations of their title be? So on and so forth. So that would be something that you could list there as well. Okay, but again, give yourself a timer. And here's why I say 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it seems like could be forever if you're just starting. But you get into minute 2 and a minute 3 and you start writing things down, all of a sudden, a lot of times we need more than 10 minutes to brainstorm what's in our mind. But it takes us a minute to slow ourselves down, to relax, to rest, and to get focused, to turn off our brain from things we just got done doing to get into brainstorm mode. Another way to brainstorm would be to take a walk outside. Okay, take your pen and pad with you, and if something comes up, start writing. That kind of stuff. But guaranteed, once you get past the first 1 or 2 minutes, you'll fill out 10 minutes. And you may even go longer. Go longer, but don't go shorter. Give yourself at least 10 to write down that target company or ideal client, what their title would be, and if you even know it already, first name, last name. So what we're trying to do is prime the pump for you to be able to take that to LinkedIn. Okay, the next thing we want to consider doing is you want to fine-tune your LinkedIn profile. Fine-tune your LinkedIn profile, right? As you're getting ready to, what we're going to help you do is start looking at and connecting with those target clients, target companies, target employers, and so on and so forth. You want to have your profile fine-tuned so when you go to connect with them, they're probably going to be looking at your profile too. Is it presentable to what you want it to say? Is it keyword ready? Keywords being those, I call it LinkedIn currency, that connects people on LinkedIn. And there are two main purposes to connect or to use LinkedIn. One is to connect you personally, to connect with people and opportunities. That's a proactive approach. That's what we're working on here. But as you're working, there's also a reactive opportunity on LinkedIn as well. That's the second purpose, is that people and opportunities will want to connect with you. But I believe we start what we can take care of ourselves, right? And a former assistant of mine, good friend still today, she used to say, Brian, you got to clean up your side of the street. So let's do what we can do. Let's take ownership of what we can do, and let's start leading into this LinkedIn thing. And the way to do that is to be able to take your what you would like to do, find keywords for how it describes what you do best, and what would be attractive to those who need it the most. And keywords are basically descriptors, right, of the job that you want to have, or the work, kind of work that you do, or maybe even including the job title of that next job title for you. And again, you can reference other videos on my YouTube channel. Go find my playlist, How to Make the Right Connections on LinkedIn, and you'll see how you can do that, including how to take a job description that's out there for a job you want and harvest keywords out of that job description to be able to use in your profile. That's going to make you more attractive for those recruiters, headhunters, hiring managers that are looking to hire someone like you who does best what they need most. Okay. I also continue or encourage you to follow the company or the people that you'd want to connect with. So sometimes when you go on LinkedIn, there's an opportunity to connect with someone. Other people, depending on how they have their LinkedIn mode, whether it's creator mode or regular mode. I don't even know what the regular mode's called. I just think like you could turn on or turn off creator mode. If you're someone that creates content or creates, just puts out information on LinkedIn, uses it as a source for sharing your resources or whatnot, that would be a content creator. So I am a content creator. That's what I have on my LinkedIn profile. And people can follow me, where in the past it would say connect, but right now it says follow. But if you go over to the right, there's those three little dots or a drop down that says connect. You can still invite those people to connect, even if they're content creators. And what you see, what used to say connect says follow, you can still connect with them. So I encourage you to do both. Follow that people, follow those people, follow those companies, and then also connect with them as well. And that's going to help you be more, see more of their information, see more of their posts, see more of their what they share. Just being able to have more of that information about that person, that company in front of you, so you can become more aware of what they're doing, so you can better connect with that target employer or target company or target or ideal client. Okay, so also I want to encourage you to add skills. Another way, we talked about keywords, but we also talked about following companies, following people, connecting with people, but also adding keywords within the skills section. And if you don't have a skills section yet, you need to add it. You can add it by going up right under your name when you log into your LinkedIn profile and to click add section. And then there's a skills and endorsements section that you can add. Go ahead and add that. And you have up to 50 skills that you can add based on what you do best and who needs it the most. Use that filter, use that framework, use that idea to help you think about, what should I put here? And then LinkedIn, once you get started adding skills or continuing to add skills, will recommend skills that tie into what you have already put down. Okay, so that's helpful in many regards. And then you can mix and move those skills around once people endorse you for them, and you can have 99 endorsements, and then after that it says 99 plus for whatever skill that you have. And then what you want to do is cycle those skills around to continue to get more skills endorsements. Anyway, that's another video as well, but just giving you a little bit of insight into that. Okay, so again, so we talked about fine tuning your LinkedIn profile. Get ready to have more profile views when you start proactively looking at other people's profiles. When you start following or connecting, people are going to look at your profile more than before. Make sure it's keyword ready. Make sure it's attractive to those who need most, which you do best. Got it? Good. All right. The next thing we want to talk about is utilize LinkedIn search. And that's really where our demo today is going to help you. And also just, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about how to use LinkedIn search to really maximize your experience on LinkedIn, to maximize your connectivity, to build your network, and so on and so forth. Definitely take a look at that video. We highlight Boolean search, which is using key operators, search operators like and or, and things like that, and even get a little bit more advanced, complex opportunities for you to be able to really drill down who you want to connect with. I really encourage you to watch that video. You may have to take some good notes because it may be new to you, but it will also help you scale your network in big ways with the right people by using search. Okay. So To use LinkedIn search for our purposes of today's video, we want to search for the job title of the person that you would be looking to connect with. And usually that job title could be a couple different things. One, it could be the person that you would report to, the person that might be recruiting for the position, whether it's an external agency, if you know that, or an HR person internally, an internal recruiter, or you also want to connect maybe with even a level above who you might report to in that role. Well, Brian, how would I know who I report to? Well, if you have a job description, that might help. Okay, if you have LinkedIn Premium, by the way, another video that I created on YouTube, why you should have LinkedIn Premium for a job search, or even LinkedIn Sales Navigator if you are someone that's looking for prospective clients. This will really help you get a lot more information customized just for you based on searches that you've done or companies that you're looking for or looking on. Really helpful. So you can even trial, right, LinkedIn Premium for 30 days. So if you haven't done that already, give it a shot, take a look at it, and also check out that YouTube video where you can learn more about what I'm talking about here. But what you want to do is search for the person you want to connect with, maybe a level above that, who might hire you, who you might work for, internal or external recruiters, even colleagues. So let's say you are looking for a position of Director of Customer Success. And let's say you might report to a VP of Customer Success. Well, maybe there's customer success personnel within that organization that you may lead, or maybe might be your peers in different sections of the country, areas of the country. Connect with all those. Build an army of connections within that target employer that you're looking to go work for. It'll really be beneficial, really get your name across to some folks internally as well as externally. Again, if you go with an outside recruiting agency or headhunter. And then connect with those people that are people they're connected. Just there's so many ways that if you have a target on your mind, kind of like what I have behind me with the little bullseye, then all of a sudden you're closer to where you need to be. You're focused, you're laser focused. You're not just, whatever happens, happens, que sera, sera. No, you're ready to go. You're targeted, you're buttoned up. And as you're going, it's like a snowball. It starts picking up more snow and more snow. Before you know it, it's like rolling down the hill at like record speeds, chasing you. You want to have momentum. All this stuff, when you're focused, gives you momentum in your job search. And you become more and more equipped to serve in that industry. Okay, so that's an encouragement to you. And I've really seen it so many times happen. Sometimes we plant seeds in this garden over here, but yet we get a harvest over here. It's not always 1-to-1 ratio. And I just really encourage you to invest in yourself, invest in others. Don't worry about the result instantaneously, but continue to be diligent and do the work. And I happen to be a Christ follower. And so in the Bible, the Proverbs 10:4 talks about the diligent will prosper. Okay, lazy people don't get anything or get much, but the diligent prosper. This is where you want to be diligent. And I'm going to give you a tool, and we can put in the show notes how you can download this tool for you to use in a little bit. But I'm going to give you a tool to be able to track this, to be able to work this out, to be able to walk this out for utmost success. Okay, so good stuff. And again, so LinkedIn search, you want to utilize LinkedIn search for the job title people you're looking to that might hire you, or that you want to connect with, that influence in that organization you're going to work for, or if you're seeking to sell into a company, who's on that team. Let's say you're selling, just making this up, an HR system or maybe a CRM. Who's in the sales department that you want to build a network with from all sides, up, down, sideways, whatever the case may be. If they're a target, build a network with them. Find out what groups they're in and join those groups. That's a whole nother conversation. And I talk about LinkedIn groups in another video. So a whole host of things to do or to check out as a result of what you're even watching, viewing today. But using LinkedIn search is a big part of what we're going to do here in a minute. The next thing is invite people to connect. Of course, it's kind of like, duh, you did all this work. You've made your list offline. Okay. You've got your profile fine-tuned. You're using LinkedIn search, you're finding the people. Now we need to invite them to connect, right? And you can see that from that image, there's all kinds of different industries where you can connect, you don't want to always be you want to be almost like, how do I put it? It doesn't matter necessarily the industry when you go to connect, as you're building normal connections, because those folks are connected with folks inside the industry you want to be connected with. But for this case, we really want to target industry connections, even for, let's say it's a target company that has a competitor and they may not be in your city or you may not want to go work for them. Connect with those folks too, because their networks are intertwined with people in their industry. So the more you're connected to first level connections, the more opportunity you have to get into a second level and third level connections deep of folks that they are connected with will help you more quickly get hired, more quickly connect with that ideal client and make the sale, make the pitch, make the sales, and so forth. Okay. So inviting people to connect, and we're going to show you how to do that here in a minute. My little template or framework for how to be able to invite someone to connect. Because you only have a certain amount of characters. I think it's 300 to 500 characters in a LinkedIn connection message. All right. And you want to introduce yourself, of course. You want to be able to say why you're connecting with them. And that's where you start making the pitch to your purpose, right? Hey, I would love to go work for Heinz USA. I would like to work for Delta Airlines. I would like to go work for blankety blank because of this. So you're, hi, here's who I am. That's the who part. Then the why, what's your purpose for connecting? And then the what. What maybe you know about the problems that they're, maybe you've seen a job requisition or a job description out there for this job and you just want to speak specifically to how you solve the problems that they're experiencing. Great. Maybe it's a job, it's a position that isn't even posted yet, but it's available in a different city. Maybe it's they're not ready to hire, but you want to have yourself in front of the right people ahead of time, not waiting for something to be posted online where it's already been in process internally for that organization, or they already have their ducks in a row with people they want to interview. Start working it now. It's not always today I do this, then tomorrow I get this. It might be today I do this, and a year from now I get this. Continue to work LinkedIn with a targeted way, and it'll pay off. It will pay off. And I have a couple stories where that's happened over the years. So the last thing you want to add to is a CTA. A CTA is a call to action, right? What do you want them to do next? Well, obviously you're inviting them to connect. And there's only so much space within, like I said, the character count for you to be able to do that within your connection invite on LinkedIn. So the best thing you want to do is like, I would like to connect with you if you'd have me join your network. Thanks in advance. And then I sign my name one more time. Okay. And I also put my phone number. I also put my phone number or my email in the signature as the text might allow. So if they wanted to take a next step, especially if they're a recruiter or a headhunter or a hiring manager and they have this felt need today, I'm giving them an easy opportunity to connect with me in case they're ready to talk right away. Don't miss that opportunity. Don't miss that opportunity. Put that into your signature. You can even put that up into your what or why as well, but definitely have it in the footer or the signature part of your connection request. Okay, good stuff here. So let's go ahead and jump over to the first part, and that is where I'll show you. I built a little Excel sheet for you of how you can start brainstorming on what where you take your brainstorm list and you can start putting that list into a spreadsheet. And if you don't want to use a spreadsheet, go ahead and just use a yellow pad of paper with the same columns that you see here in front of you. But target company, title, first name, last name, email, phone, LinkedIn URL, notes, the contact one, contact two, did I send them a card, did I invite them to connect? You're basically like a CRM keeping track of these relationships as you're building these relationships online. Okay. The first company I came up with was Heinz USA. My mom used to work for them. And so that was very sophisticated, right? This idea I had. Then I came up with Johnson & Johnson, Terlato Wines, and Granger. These are just larger companies or companies I've worked with or I've been in interaction with. I just came up with. So those are my target companies. I got this from my brainstorm list when I walked around and thought about who I might want to go work for. Then I have our title here of those people that I might want to work for, or the kind of departments that I would work within, whatever the case may be. And then information I may capture along the way, and then follow up that I need to make happen. Okay, that's basically what this is for. And I'll share this Excel worksheet with you in the show notes. Or if you want to email me for some reason you don't get it, email me at brian@brianhorvath.com, reference this video, and I'll shoot this over to you. But what I really want to do is emphasize to you is that just brainstorm here first. So that really helps. And then we'll come back to this later on to take the notes once we found the information that we found that can help us. Okay, so let's go over to now LinkedIn. Now we're going to go test this out. We're going to go test this strategy out right here within LinkedIn. close a couple of things here. Oh, there's my friend Peter in German. So as you log in, this is where you go to, right? And here's that little search function up top. If we go and take our LinkedIn list that we made, let's say we want to go search for that first one, VP of Public Relations. And let's make it very simple to start. Click See All Results. Okay, here's a bunch of different folks that are in my network to some way, shape, or form. And it's almost like LinkedIn go ahead and populates second level first so I can directly connect with them. Let's go ahead and find down on that. I don't want to get off on a rabbit trail, but yeah, see, they put the second connections first, looks like, and then third as well. This helps you maybe connect with people that you're not connected with already. But after we've searched for VP of Public Relations, you see there's 1.1 million results. Well, we want to fine tune this, don't we? So let's go ahead and click All Filters. And we specifically said our target company was Heinz USA, right? So let's go in down to keywords at the bottom and type in Heinz. And let's click Show Results. No results found. That might be because I typed in USA and maybe I shouldn't have. So let's go back to All Filters. You see how easy. Let's click Heinz. There we go. So we see different people that would be potentially VPs of public relations, or at least vice presidents. And there's, okay, here we go. All kinds of different folks. Heinz, Heinz, Heinz. See that? Kraft Heinz. Terrific. Here's Vice President of Investor Relations. Let's go ahead and click on Anne-Marie. I want to try something here just to show you the power of LinkedIn Premium. And I can go ahead and reach out to Anne if I want. One of the things I talked about earlier about trying to find someone's email, you can go to contact info. If they've included their email there, you'll see it in contact info, if not somewhere else. Let's go down to her experience. And I'm clicked on Heinz in that experience. Now we see that there's 18,872 employees. The company has 1.1 million followers. And this is the power of premium. Now I can look at people or jobs. Let's start with people. Let's say I'm really trying to find public relations. And you can see where these people live, where they've studied, and people that you may know within your network. Look at this. This is great. Let's go up here and type in, whoops. So you can see what they do, where they've studied, where they're skilled at, how I'm connected. A lot of third level connections, a lot of some second level, but no first. That's interesting. Let's type in here in Heinz, public relations. There we go. Here's head of U.S. communications. Here's former SV of corporate. Here's global communications. Here's manager of global communications. They might not use public relations like other companies do, but these are people that we can look at to help us get where we need to get to, who we need to be targeting. Let's click Stephanie. Now, Stephanie doesn't have a lot going on here with her headshot because maybe it's because I'm not connected to on a first or second level, but I can still ask to connect with her. She's the head of U.S. communications. Hello. Pretty cool. She was the head of communications at IHOP. She was a corporate employee communications at Kind. Obviously, she's been in the P&G, excuse me, the consumer goods industry for a long time. Okay. So very cool stuff. That's the power of using LinkedIn search. That's the power of using focus intensity in your search. It's a focus of knowing what your target employers are. That's the importance of that. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Before we invite someone to come, I'm going to go look at Johnson & Johnson. Let's do this. VP of Sales and Johnson and so what I'm doing here is doing more of a smart search, or an advanced search, is putting VP of Sales in quotes using and as a Boolean search and Johnson & Johnson in quotes. What I'm trying to get to is having VP of Sales and Johnson & Johnson be included together. Let's see what we okay. Looks like we get a bunch of different folks with Johnson & Johnson, or excuse me, different Johnson Supply, Johnson Lancaster Sales. So let's try that. And again, this is what's neat about LinkedIn. You can fool around with it and not break anything. That's what's awesome about it. So we're trying different things here. So I just put VP of Sales up here to keep it very simple and straightforward. Okay. Now notice when I put VP of Sales, it linked me right directly to jobs first. Then companies may have that name. Then posts where that term may be included. More jobs. Does it take me to people? Not yet. Let's take VP. Let's put VP of Sales and see. Going a little bit more deep here. See, now we have VP of Sales into different people first, because that would be more of a title, VP of. I just put VP Sales. That's going to eliminate of, and that's going to change my search returns or what I get in search. So let's go ahead and type, let's go to companies and find VP of Sales that have companies that have VP of Sales within it. Okay, I got 5 results. Let's do that a different way. Let's go to all filters. Let's search for people. Back to what we did before. And go to Johnson & Johnson. Now the problem is with Johnson & Johnson, don't know if they use the and symbol or if they use Johnson & Johnson exactly. Yeah, here we go. Here's VP of Sales at Johnson & Johnson. Zhang Aaron. I'm going to go back just because I see how they're listed on LinkedIn is with the and sign. And I'm going to change that to make it. Let's show results there. See, it still gives me other Johnsons. Interesting. So for sake of time, I won't get into that now, but we do have what we're looking for in Zhang Aaron, VP of Sales at Johnson. Let's take a look at his profile. It looks like he's not heavily into LinkedIn. So this may not be, is probably not the best place to get connected with Aaron. And it looks like he's been there for 12 years as the VP of Sales, comes from Stanford and Oregon State. Good stuff. Now they may have other VPs of Sales in different areas of the country. And we can look for that too. But in this case, you get my point, right? So let's look at one more time. Let's find one more. Let's look at sales. Let's go to all filters. Let's go to Johnson & Johnson again. And you can save these different searches as well. Okay, here we go. Here's a couple. Executive Sales Representative at Johnson & Johnson, Vincent Matisse. Executive Sales Representative at Johnson & Johnson, Kelly Calcutt. These may be people that I want to go connect with to be able to better get up the line to be in front of the right people. But if I start building that 360-degree team or connections on LinkedIn, there's a great opportunity for me to have my resume or this opportunity for me to connect up the line, be sponsored. If I connect with Andrew, maybe because, hey, Andrew, will you help me connect up to the Vice President of Sales? Those kinds of things like that. Okay. So this is so neat how you can do this. You might want to set your timer for these kinds of searches too, because they can get really, really intense. But go and find a couple of different people you want to connect with, add them to your sheet, your prospecting sheet that we shared a little bit ago, and be able to start working this list over time. Okay, what do we find it? Zhang. Oh, I forget his name. See, that's why I need the sheet. let's see, what was Zhang's last name? Zhang Aaron. So I'll go to Zhang Aaron. Then I would go to Zhang's LinkedIn URL up the top. I might copy and paste that. And drop that in here. Of course, I can wrap this cell and all that kind of stuff so it fits. Okay. Now, as I find his email, as I find his phone number, I can take those here and start working those things out. Now let's take the first contact. Invited Aaron to connect. All right, now let me go, since we're on Aaron, looking at the time here of the video, these usually run a half hour, I'm going a little longer. Let's say I want to connect with him. Well, I'm going to click connect, and I always want to put an invitation with a note to personalize, okay? So I'm going to add a note here, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about earlier. Hi, Zhang. Here's what. Hi, Zhang. My name is Brian Horvath. I am interested. See the character count? You only have 3. Let's see here. Actually, let me switch over my screen here. You guys can't see that yet. So here we go. Hi, Zhang. My name is Brian Horvath. And by the way, like I was saying, to get it to go, you always want to add a note to your invitation. And here's your character count down here. Hi, Zhang. My name is Brian Horvath. I'm interested in working, in serving in this case, I'm going to put J&J. In serving J&J clients with my sales, let's say with my 10 plus years, and I don't have this, I'm just saying in case you did, 10 plus years of sales experience in the pharma industry. And I'm using, of course, a couple internal notes or internal abbreviations because I may not have enough characters, plus these are terms that within certain industries folks use. You can feel free to use that if you feel that person would get what you're talking about, right? If they're picking up what you're putting down. Then I'm going to say, so I said who I am, why I'm connecting, and what I can do. I have heard that the industry is really benefiting, I might run out of characters here, from both virtual and in-person. Let me do this. I am well equipped to sell to doctors with my virtual and in-person approach. And I know this because a lot of pharmaceutical folks I've coached recently in the past year have, because of COVID or just changes in the industry in general, have really had a in-person and on Zoom kind of hybrid approach to be able to present pharmaceuticals solutions to their docs and the doctor's offices. So I'm just kind of speaking out of that experience with these folks. I'm well equipped to sell to doctors with my virtual and in-person approach. I would like to connect here on LI with you. I say LI for LinkedIn. Thanks in advance. You can see I'm running out of characters. Brian, 813-468-505. I'm out of characters. This happens a lot. And I just go and tweak. Zhang, my name is Brian Horvath. I'm interested in serving J&J with my 10 plus years of sales experience. How about this? Of pharma. Sales experience. I got 20 characters left. Woohoo! So that's going to allow me to finish that out. That might even allow me to put my email address. Nope, it's not going to let me finish that. So you can pick one. You know, thanks in advance, Brian. 813-468-5005. I just gave my phone number away on video. Oh no. And so on and so forth. And I would click send. Okay. And I'm not going to send this because that's not me. I don't do that stuff. But I could say, Zhang, I would love to connect with you here on LinkedIn. I am a big fan of J&J products and also connect with VP of sales in different industries. Hoping to connect with you on LinkedIn. Thanks in advance, Brian Horvath, BH. So we'll send that. Again, I don't know if he's going to connect. He only has 21 connections, which means he's probably not active. But just to show you, some of the stuff that I do that works, it helps me get my connection request, my connection request accepted a lot faster. Okay, folks, so that is really the gist of what we're talking about here. Again, there's a lot we can talk about. If you have questions, email me at brian@brianhorvath.com. This will not be the last time that we talk about this subject matter because it is so important, so cool on LinkedIn for us to be able to use it in this way. So let's go ahead and go back. So let's real quick go back to my spreadsheet. What would I say on my spreadsheet? Well, invited, I said Aaron. I meant to say Zhang Aaron to connect, and we'll see what happens here. When he does connect, then I would say contact number 2 is, if it really makes sense, potentially set up a phone call or Zoom introduction to share how we can serve each other or promote my product, service, so on and so forth. If I even know where they worked, I would send a card, to their address and whatnot. Okay. So a lot of things you can do here. If you keep the simple sheet in check, or consistently keep it on your desktop or keep it in front of you, maybe even print this sucker out and just fill this stuff out and then make consistent contacts with these folks through and through the weeks. And you'll be amazed at how you preparing or you being proactive will really make a difference, not only within LinkedIn, but also in your job search, whether it be face-to-face or whatnot. And it really is a momentum builder. It really is an opportunity for you to have fun in your job search as well. Because when activity happens, results come, and results are a lot more fun than sitting down your hands waiting for that person to call you. So it's really been a privilege and a pleasure today to serve you with this LinkedIn content. Again, remember, if there's any questions you have about this or any questions you have about LinkedIn in general, go ahead and email me at brian@brianhorvath.com, and we'll feature them on another show. And that would be my privilege and pleasure to do so. Remember, each Wednesday at noon, we're here on LinkedIn, whether it be via YouTube, via Facebook, or via Twitter. We're on, and every Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time or 9 a.m. Pacific. I really want to encourage you also, too, where you can learn about LinkedIn in a major way, in a step-by-step way, that I have the Ultimate LinkedIn Profile coming up as a digital course where I'm helping people like you and like me to make the right connections on LinkedIn. And no more wasting time. You don't have to be computer whiz. You don't have to be a tech giant. You don't have to be a social butterfly or have a network that's huge. I don't care where you start, whether you just got a profile started today or you got 500 plus connections. When I help you use LinkedIn, not just to have a profile, but to have the ultimate LinkedIn profile. That's going to release. This course is going to launch on February 22nd of 22. It's better to say it's going to launch on 2/22/22. And I'd love for you to get on the wait list in the meantime. Until next time, folks, every Wednesday at noon, we'll see you here on LinkedIn Live. Email me your questions. It's been great being with you. And don't forget, 10 days left to Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.